So what's missing from that definition? Anything that would lead someone to believe that a non-lethal weapon is incapable of killing someone. Because I mean, look, just about anything can be a lethal weapon with enough skill, imagination, and perseverance. A motivated sergeant could use a soup spoon to devastating effect.
Managed democracy. The freedom to make the right choice.
So what are we all fighting for, Helldivers? That should be obvious. Democracy, freedom, our way of life galaxy-wide, paved with the skulls of those who died. And this is the true genius of the satire at play in Helldivers 2. Voting throughout the Super Earth Empire is handled by citizens filling out a quiz, and then the algorithm votes for them, allegedly. This is obviously election fraud, but everyone's totally cool with it. They even call it by its real-world name,
Managed democracy.
While more accurately called competitive authoritarianism, managed democracy is a real-world political, legal, and cultural system where the structures and rituals of democracy and the rule of law, such as elections, legislatures, courts, and a free press, still formally exist, but they're tightly controlled by those in power. The term is often associated with Russia under Vladimir Putin, who would be the first to tell you that he's not a dictator. Elections exist in Russia, independent courts exist in Russia, and people just really like him. To be brutally honest, Vlad, everyone knows that the election results in Russia are manipulated through state control of the media, harassment and imprisonment of the opposition party, computer hacking, and even just straight up fraud. And what Helldivers 2 gets so right here is that the military is always the bedrock of a managed democracy system. Just look at all the cool stuff you get when you sign up to join the Russian military. Never mind the forced conscripts, never mind how ill-equipped Russian soldiers are to meet the enemy, or how often soldiers are treated like fodder. And look how drenched in patriotism it all is. These are real-world Helldivers spreading managed democracy, and it's ugly. And that's what makes managed democracy so insidious from a legal standpoint. You don't need a revolution, you just need to flip the traditional rule of law to rule by law. When the rule of law applies, everyone is generally equal under and accountable to the same laws. In the military, this means that everyone from the lowest ranking private to the highest general are subject to and prosecuted by the same code. Rule by law, on the other hand, turns the law into a tool for those in power to weaponize the law against their enemies. In a rule by law system, judges are often appointed for loyalty rather than merit, and courts may be pressured to uphold sham elections, grant validity to lies about elections, punish ethnic and religious outgroups and immigrants, or punish dissent through defamation lawsuits and censorship. It boils down to Wilhoit's law. There must be in-groups whom the law protects but does not bind, alongside out-groups whom the law binds but does not protect. No true democracy is ever immune from slipping into the horrors of Super Earth and the Super Earth armed forces. But what do I know? I'm just a humble country Super Earth attorney, and that sounds like treason talk.
That's a great point. Sit alone. Which is why when you need a lawyer, you don't just need a legal team, you need the Eagle team.